I wasn't an undercover addict and act like I didn't do drugs. When I got so high, I was like this. I was just like scared of people, okay? I was at a place called Joseph's. It's a bar. And somebody got shot. And I had smoked so much. The man that got shot, he was laying down on the ground. And everybody was running. As they were running, I went and laid down by the man on the ground. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. So I'm here today, and I'm going to talk about the delay, the detour, and the drugs. Everybody that know me, y'all know me. So I'm a recovering addict. I first went in 2007. That was the last time I used a drug or a drink. 2008, I came home, but I was in a facility called Bo Robinson Treatment Facility. So I was there about 9 months. So, I've never been in prison. I always stayed on a municipal level for shoplifting. I'm not bragging or glad about it, but my past was molding me. When you've been in Mercer County Correction Center, like basically all your adult life, every year, like for 6 months, which will be 90 days, sometimes 120. But in 2007, this is the longest I ever stayed in jail. For 9.5 months, that was like almost a year because I had so many alias names. I was Latrice Davis, I was Alfreda Dennis, I was Nicole Davis, I was Nicole Dennis, I was Alfreda Brown. It was just so much. So, when you dressed up and messed up, it's like the clothes cover up for everything you're doing. Not so that was I just hurting myself. I hurted my kids, my family, and all the people that loved and believed in me. But this time was something different. After I had 49 arrests, 46 convictions. Through the grace of God, I never been to prison, and I never been to nobody paperwork either. I did mine like a G. I did it. People like, oh, I did 10 years. Okay, I did 20 years. I just did it in different segments. Okay. So last time when I was in jail, I prayed. I said, oh God, if you let me out, I won't do it again. And we have them little foxhole prayers when we're in the pen. Like it was called Halfway Back. Then it was one called DOC, Department of Corrections. So it was real bad though. Nobody I could reach out to bring me no clothes or nothing. So the people there, I can't, say their names that worked there. And a couple my friends, that was there with me during one time, they was like, oh, I'm going to get you some sweatsuits. So me, I was like, oh no, I don't want that. I got my own stuff because I knew I had stuff back at Tracy's house. I had stuff at my aunt's house. I had stuff. When you a shoplifter, you going to think, of course, to fix yourself up. Well, I know I did. We all had different walks of life. I had do's, don'ts, wills, won't. As far as you talking about, go to the store, I'm going to give you a bump. No, you go to the store for me and I'll give you some boxers, merchandise, whatever. That's neither here nor there. I'm not stuck in my past. I thank God for that last time when nobody brought me no clothes for 8.5 months. I did 9.5 though. But on the 8th month, somebody brought me a package. So, Trenton get a bad rap for people on drugs. Something like, I guess if you was going to prison for holding people drugs or whatever the case may be, and I was there for shoplifting, she's on crack, and you was from Newark, you was from Patterson, you was from Jersey City, and you was on drugs too. We didn't know nothing about y'all, but being that they was in the city of Trenton, New Jersey, at Bo Robinson, I guess they thought everybody was bums or whatever. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I finally got a package on the 8.5 month or the 8th month. So then I said, do me a favor. Bring me another package and put in somebody's name. So they was like, what you, where you get this? How people like, that's nice. I said, me, I was talking that talk. I was like, this old stuff, this regular stuff. Only thing I had new was like panties, bras, deodorant, some stuff somebody put in the package for me. Then I had got my other package. So I said, when I leave here, I'm going to leave all this stuff. So I was just like thinking in my mind, I'm going back home and get me some more new clothes. Because I had got really, really big. But for 8 months, I walked around with an orange jumpsuit on that said MCCC on the back. The orange jumpsuit. I mean, I rocked it well too. They had a thing called the clothes mart, and they was saying, "Oh, you want clothes out of here? Oh, we got stuff." I didn't want that stuff. I wanted my own clothes. But you know, clothes, you be so like had pride when you got this stuff. You get what I'm saying? But I'm saying all that to say, God did it. Like helped me change my life from the drugs, from the shoplifting, from the drinking, from the sleeping and creeping, and all that stuff. So I came home. I did the right thing. You know, I was going to NAA. God bless my sponsor soul. She passed away, but you know, NAAA is okay and it helps. They say meet and makers make it. Well, I made it till I figure out which way I wanted to go. You know how some people go to the meetings because that's their lifeline, but Jesus was my hope and he was my lifeline. So I started going to church and I stayed in church, and that's what kept me clean and sober. I'm just speaking in general. I'm speaking facts. We all have opinions. You get what I'm saying? But I'm speaking from my point of view. I'm speaking my truth, and I'm speaking in what I believe in and what I stand for. And everything I'm saying is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. I have no reason to lie for an audience, an image, or none of that. That's not who I am. If you know me, you know me. Yes, I'm a Capricorn. And I'm real with who real with me. All that other stuff, I don't care about that. I thank God I'm able to be clean and sober. That's why when I'm outside and I see another person, an addict, it could have been me. You get what I'm saying? It's still out there if it wasn't for God and my prayers and me being determined to want to get clean. So some people, they like to run around, oh, look at her, oh, she on this and that. Like, I don't forget where I come from. You get what I'm saying? And you don't know what state made people to get on drugs or depression. Mental health is so real in so many aspects, and just thinking about it. Like, when I was on the drugs, I don't know, it was different. Maybe I thought it was fun. I don't know, because the way, I don't know, you can't explain it because you never experienced it. And I hope and pray everybody that's listening, watching this live, that you don't experience it. I wouldn't want nobody to go through that, like going to jail and have to run from the cops and being high out their mind. But when I walk past, I think and I pray for the still sick and suffering addicts, and because I was them and they was me, and I could easily pick up the same way any type of day. I wasn't an undercover addict and act like I didn't do drugs. I mean, I got high like passenger 57. I got so high, I was like this. I was just like scared of people, okay? I thought the cops was coming or whatever, everything. But the thing is, I was not. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. If you're not harming nobody, you're not robbing nobody, you don't know nobody that was on drugs 13, 15, 16. I can't even count the years of drugs and look like this. Yeah, I got a little Mac on. Makeup is for the beauty that once existed. So the difference with me, I embrace me, my fat, my flat, my gaps, my flaws, and all. In order to love others, you had to be loved. I'm my mom's only child, and she loved me. The thing about, I can't take when people come up to me talking about, oh, I'm so proud of you. I want to say, be proud of your mother. Don't be proud of me, because we all was on drugs. It don't matter if you was on drugs 45 years ago, you were on drugs. And it's nice to be compassionate and have empathy and sympathy for other people that's on drugs. Like, a lot of people be doing like the little feedings or whatever and stuff. And I got somebody I be with. I ain't mentioning no names, but she help a lot with a lot of different feedings. She don't be looking for acknowledgement, but they get on Facebook like y'all did this. I mean, it be guys, girls, everybody. Sometimes I said, well, if they get, I asked her, I said, are they getting this stuff for non-profits or something? But acting like they spent their money, I said, I'm going to mind my business because it ain't got nothing to do with me. But it's nice to help other people out. If you blessed, be a blessing to others without trying to expose them and this and that, or acting like you doing this fee and that fee, and you got people helping you. I help a lot of people. I mean, I go in my closets from Ashley Stewart's, Dee Dee's. It don't matter. It's from Lord and Tellers. It's from Primark. That stuff, cloth is cloth. None of that stuff matters. I thank God for my peace. When I tell you peace is the real bag, peace is priceless. I think about Marley all the time when he said, if you talking about the riches, he said his riches is health. You get what I'm saying? Because if your happiness is money, money is numbers, and numbers never end. I thank God for my health and strength that I'm able to do anything that I do. I don't look for handouts. Anything I got it out the mud. We all got it out the mud. So, if anything I'm saying, it shouldn't offend you or affect you because I'm not talking about you. I'm speaking in general. I'm telling my story. And my story is the truth, nothing but so help me God, the truth. Okay? Far as that goes, yeah. God has said, go by the byways, the highways, and the hedges, and compel them that they may come to me. Meaning that you should try to bring people, whether it's Allah, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Hindu, it's all one God. But I choose Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. He knows I'm not perfect. Listen, when I had my car, you couldn't tell me nothing. I mean, I start off with my Bible, praying in the morning. When I get up the highway, I be cursing and going off. You get what I'm saying? Because people is peeping and horning at me and stuff. And I had gotten that little crash. It scared me seeing about another car. But yes, I am going to get another car because God didn't give me a spirit of fear. I'm just grateful that I'm not where I used to be. And wherever I'm going, God goes with me, behind me, beside me, in front of me. God look at the heart. Nobody cares about the stuff y'all talking on Facebook. Share your testimony so that somebody else could be healed. Somebody else can know that they going through what you've been through. It don't matter whether you drink, you drug, you smoke. It don't matter that I smoked the crack pipe. If you sniff the coke, it's still cocaine. It don't matter if you did a perk. It don't matter if you did a Suboxone. You did a drug. If you choose not to share your stuff, then that's on you. I'm going to share mine because I want somebody to know that they can make it the same way I did. But it was only the grace of God that helped me. I did a lot of time in jail for shoplifting. And guess what? I made a vow to never steal. When I was stealing, though, I wasn't going to Five Below or to little petty places stealing stuff and trying to rip people off and talk about I'm giving them a deal. It's to each his own. But I thank God for changing my life from drugs, shoplifting, from everything. Speak about me, make sure you tell the truth. If not, keep me at your mentions. Because I just wanted to share about the detour. Sometimes when things in life is not happening fast as you want to, you got to remember slow and steady. And you know the turtle run the race. When you still standing after all the shots, all the ditches, everything that people try to throw at you. Remember he said the race isn't given to the swift, speedy, nor strong, but those that endure to the end. And guess what? I don't know how I keep going like the Energizer. I just keep going and going and going. Remember Einstein said life is like a bicycle. You just got to keep riding and keep your balance. But guess what? That's what I do. Like, it ain't even about me. We all need each other in some capacity to survive, whether it's an encouraging word, whether it's just a check-in to see how you doing. Because I'm telling you, life be lifing. Maybe not for y'all, okay? But I'm saying for me. But I called on the name of God, and I asked him to give me strength. Because many days I feel like I want to give up. You get what I'm saying? But as you get older, you get wiser, and you outgrow things. Like, I outgrow a lot of the scenery. I mean, I used to party hard. I used to be at Ann's, Benny's. I used to be at Martinez. I used to be at Vivian's Pink Pub. I used to be at Blackjack's. I used to be at BT's. I used to be at Club Excel. All y'all my age, y'all know about them clubs. I mean, we was getting it. We was getting it back then. But yeah, I just wanted to really, I get a little sidetracked, y'all. Bear with me. I just wanted to share about addiction. Addiction, if you never experienced it, you don't know what people is going through. I remember people, oh, you a nice looking girl. Oh, you a nice girl. You get off that stuff. Guess what? Y'all can say you nice looking, you got potential. You can see whatever you want to see. But until you're sick of being sick and tired, then that's when a person will give up. So all you could do is like pray for the person and stuff. Because the drugs that they giving out now, I don't know, it's something to make you crazy. And I already got mental issues in my head. I'm paranoid. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if it came from when I had RSV and all the people saying pray for me, and I seen all them people. I said, well, what did I die and come back to life? Everybody know in 2003 on my way back from Jamaica, somehow I contacted RSV. Now when people cough or sneeze, I get like this. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what COVID is. I never had COVID, and I pray to God I don't get it. But that RSV was so deadly. You get what I'm saying? Then y'all know the doctor talking about, oh, you need to take a flu shot. I'm not gonna be taking all these shots. I'm already skits down in my head. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I hear something drop in my house, I jump up. And it was one point that I forgot I had the ice machine rolling, and the ice would be, I cut it off, but the ice still be romping. And I get up and I jump and I got 10 window panels, 2 door sensors, 2 cameras, all this stuff in my house, and nobody's even bothering me or my house. You get what I'm saying? So I start sleeping with a knife in my bed. I'm telling you, but I ain't taking no more shots. You remember they came out with the COVID shot, then they talking about the flu shot, then all these different shots. I'm not doing all that. But I just wanted to get on here and tell y'all, take it one day at a time. Take it easy. Your own pace, your own space, your own race. Don't let nobody judge you, or let nobody make you feel less than. Because we, in all actuality, if they so like that, then they wouldn't be here. They'd be living like somewhere way out and not paying no bills and just like in general. I'm just saying. Nobody cares that you live better because they're like, oh, somebody was saying, oh, they live in, how could you be happy living in poverty? And forget really that you lived in the projects. Okay, you got a state job, you got a little house, you paying your mortgage. Guess what? I love my little low income apartment. I ain't gotta pay no lights, no gas. And if I want to plug up my whole house, granted, it's on me. And guess what? I have family that do have property, that do pay mortgages. If the project shut down, I would have to go live with my family, or I would live where I can afford it. They got Piazza. It's not where you live, it's how you live. Nobody comes to my house. I don't like visitors. That's where I pray. That's my sanctuary. That's where I get peace. I scream and holler outside. You get what I'm saying? So that be that. But once again, y'all, I don't want to get sidetracked. I just want to get on here and tell y'all about the delay. Does not mean deny. Anything that's separating, you feel like, oh God, why? And sometimes the enemy coming to trick your mind up, and you'll be like, why is this happening? How is that happening? Don't put a question mark with God. Put a period. When one door closes, another one always open. You got to know that God ain't bring you this for whomever you choose to call God. Whomever God bless, no man can curse, no matter what they try to do. It will ricochet, it will backfire. Like, I ain't getting here acting like I'm so holy. Because if you start with me, I'm going to come back. But the difference with me, I'm going to come back with facts. Like, I have somebody, I can't say no names, but we both was on drugs, okay? Our moms was on drugs. I don't know. They'll see me and give me dirty looks, right? Give me dirty looks. Like, I'm not the type, if you don't speak to me, that I'm going to keep speaking to you. You're not Michelle Obama. You're not Kardashian. You're not Cardi B. And I don't even like that, look up to the celebrities like that. I watch celebrity gossip. Like, I like Lil Baby. I like, what's his name? Meek Mills. I forgot the other one. It was some of like my little favorite rappers. I like the reggae music. Like, I like music, and I follow like stuff with Vibe Cartel. Nobody not, please. Yeah, how could you could criticize somebody and you ain't construct nothing? When you know what cars is? Cars is when you cutting, when you picking and choosing. I don't care if I got everybody against me, like 5 or 6 people against me. If I know I'm right, I'm gonna stand by myself. Because the big thing is the group mentality. Like, serious. Once again, I thank God for delivering me from drugs, from shoplifting, from sleeping around, from everything that I've done in my past. But I'm not perfect. I won't pretend, nor portray to be. I won't get on here talking I'm rich. I know I don't live in the past or nothing, but Some people, you just really want to tear them a whole new asshole. Like, you coming for somebody talking about somebody hating on you. I want no hating on you for what? I went to county jail. You went to prison. I was on drugs. You was on drugs. I got like 20 teeth. You got false teeth. Like, your teeth got knocked out. My teeth never been knocked out. Like, really? Like, I just be wanting to really take it there sometime. But then when I take it there, they be like, oh, she's so chaotic. Oh, she's jealous. Jealous of you for what? Like we all paying bills. Let's get real. At this age, like I said, again, I'm 54 years old. I don't have the time or the energy to worry about what you doing. Like little baby said, I don't care what you do because I do what I do and I do my thing. And I don't look for handouts. I don't look for applause or appraisals. And like I said, when you cutting cards, when they throw out the deck, it's called cutting. I'm not out here picking and choosing. Just because you don't like somebody, the person never did nothing to me, I'm not going to stop liking them. Y'all need to just face the truth and face the facts and be real. Like this one girl, my mom, girl, please. Your mom was a goddamn addict just like me, okay? I don't care if your mom worked at the White House. It's good that she got a better job. Guess what? I don't care if I worked at McDonald's or Taco Bell. As long as the outcome is income and it's legal and it pay my bills, guess what? You know crumbs make bread. Sometimes you got to hold over and throw it to the side. Let them sleep. Let them sleep. Guess what? I don't care about none of the above. Why am I talking about it? Because sometimes you want to send a message out because people have you all messed up off the mouth for other people. But my thing was to get on here today to talk about addiction. Addiction, how so much people is like addicted to drugs. And I was once addicted to drugs. And I thank God for where I come from, how he brought me out. Y'all remember about the 4 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? It was 3. And they was in a fiery furnace, and it was a 4th man in there with them. God was with that man. And I know God is with me. God don't bless no mess. And I ain't coming to be chaotic. I'm coming on here to tell my story. I guess it's story time. And my story shouldn't affect nobody. It shouldn't offend nobody. It's just be funny when the people, certain people, if you speak back, you a problem or consider problematic or you consider miserable. I ain't miserable, I'm mouthy. Yeah, nothing makes this Capricorn feel better than telling the truth. Stand on what you say because I'm going to stand on what I said. And like I said, everything I'm saying on my podcast, y'all got to come for me with some questions, some comments, or some things y'all want to know. Okay, because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to own me and everything I did, how I did it, where I did it, why I did it. And you know, you don't owe nobody no explanation. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody has a place to put you in heaven or hell. They could judge you, but they need to clean up their own backyard. Judge not that you are not judged. Then y'all playing in the Bible, playing with the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. Talk about somebody is a hypocrite. Listen, I don't know if y'all knew about the Pharisee and the tax collector. One said, oh, I paid my tithes, I did this, I did that. The other one said, Lord, have mercy on me. That's who I am. Lord, have mercy on me. I am a sinner saved by grace. God love a sinner. He don't let us sin, okay? God love us all. What measure that God is measuring with you, he doing the same with me. But the thing is, God don't bless no evil mess. It's 2 ways to pray. It's a P or a EY, or it's a P or a AY. I pray. I plead the blood of Jesus over my kids. Like, sometimes it get to a point where you can't control people's actions like your kids. And everybody can't use, oh, the way I was raised this and I was raised that. A lot of people are successful. When you get a certain age, you got to take accountability for the steps that you're taking, the things that you're doing, what you want to accomplish, and everything. You cannot play the blame game. But what I'm not doing, I don't kiss behind. I'm not breaking down. I'm not bowing down for nobody. We got one life to live, and it's not YOLO, you only live once. It's YODO, you only die once. So while we here, we need to make it a good time. Live, love, laugh, and try to help people. Like, I help people all the time, whether it's a cup of coffee, whether it's $5, whether it's a little outfit, whether it's donating clothes. I don't speak on it. I ain't got to post it. I ain't got to do none of that. Because guess what? When you blessed, in which we are all blessed, you don't know what point to make a person get homeless. You don't know what point that lady's walking down the street with her shopping cart. Like, sometimes, some people can be real crazy. But guess what? I don't know. And we can't run around trying to tear these people apart. The first thing they do when somebody all knotted over is take a video. But I know that's the norm. Like, the generation that we're in now, it's not the old generation. Before, we could go from East Trent to West Trent to South Trent to North Trent. We could go party, have fun. We ain't got to worry about if we're going to get shot, if we're going to get killed, or we're going to get busted in the head with a hammer, or somebody trying to back doors. That's the word they call it, back door, or something like that. Or you say, oh, where you from? They say, oh, are you from Dolly Homes? You from West Trent? No, guess what? I'm from what place? I'm from Miller Homes, period. You can't even be saying, like, I thank God I'm not into the gangs. I've never been into the gangs or nothing like that, but there's just so much stuff going on. Our kids get led astray and following with the wrong crowds and stuff. Oh, I pray for the youth. I pray for the still sick and suffering. I pray for the homeless. I definitely pray for the addicts because I once was an addict and I'm still a recovering addict. I guess I'll be labeled that to the day I die. Ain't no shame in my game when it comes to what I did or how I did it. That's why I paid my way. So, you know it's bad if you can remember your jail number. I won't tell y'all that, but you can look it up anyway. It's not, I didn't have a state number. I think they call it a SID number. I never been a state. But the address was MCCC, P.O. Box 808, Trent, New Jersey, 08650. That's bad when you can remember that number and remember that address. My number, it don't exist no more. It was 518030. So, I thought it was fun back then, and it wasn't. It was sick, and it was the addiction that I had so many correction officers. I seen some of them at a party. And they was like, you look great. Oh, you look nice. Oh, I'm so happy for you. They were some. You could tell when people genuinely happy because they walked with me along the way. You get what I'm saying? Me leaving from the county jail down there on, I think it's Broad Street, going up to the workhouse. Like, they were genuinely happy because a lot of people seen something to me I didn't see in myself. But once again, I thank God that I stopped doing drugs. I thank God for His grace. I'm just very grateful. I'm thankful. I'm prayerful. I'm humble. Unless you mess with me, humbleness ain't gonna what you gonna get. When you poke a bear gonna let you know. I don't have time for violence, but don't lie. If you want to tell it, please just tell the truth. Please tell the truth. And if I did say it to you, don't lie. If you gonna say Pebbles did, Pebbles said, yeah, Pebbles said that. I guess y'all make it as about people did stuff to y'all and y'all know y'all lying. Y'all cross that person, they move right out y'all way. So that's what made it like, oh, they this, they that. Nobody cares about that stuff. But yeah, I do want to talk about it. So on the podcast, Facebook do say what's on your mind. I just wanted to get on here. Like I told you, I get a little sidetracked. And I wanted to talk about the drug addiction. Yeah. But that's about it for today. I'm going to wrap it up with y'all. But I wanted to talk about my drug addiction and the detour and how I'm glad that nobody brought me clothes for 8 months. I was here 9.5 months. And I rocked that jumpsuit proudly that said MCCC. And I had started making me t-shirts saying free pebbles, free pebbles. Like I was a real, I feel as though I was being held hostage. But everything I made my own bed. I had to lay in it. I got up. So, if you could look up, you could get up. So you just got to know how to stand up. And guess what? I stood on all 10. And guess what? I never looked for handouts. I took the heart away. That's like with a lot of us. A lot of people afraid to say, oh, they this, they that. People don't want to share the truth. Y'all need somebody like me that ain't afraid to tell the truth about my story. And my story and could relate to other people. Because the thing is, don't come for me. Don't come for me. Oh my God, I'm not going to take it there. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all have a good day. And I just wanted to get on here and share a little bit about my story, about my drug addiction, about me being changed, about the grace of God, how He delivered me. Yes, God is first in my life. And I say in God we trust. I ain't talking about a dollar bill. Because if you chase God, the bag gonna fill up. If you do good, good gonna follow. You gotta know what a 360 circle is. When you get on that thing and it turn around, anything you do is coming back. I don't be talking about karma, this and that. I just lay back and I sit back. You get what I'm saying? I don't wish nothing bad for nobody. If anybody beefing with me, I apologize. Please forgive me, because I don't have a beef. A beef is when you can't come outside. I go to work, I go to church, I come sell my products. I'm doing my podcast. I'm trying to get the word out there that just sharing my stories, because I think they're worth sharing. It might help somebody else. It might help somebody else. And if it don't, then maybe the next episode. I'm sharing the truth, nothing but the truth. That's it. Have a good Saturday. God bless. Much love and respect.
I have a question. What were you addicted to?
I was addicted to crack cocaine, and I did PCP.
How's it feel?
How does it? PCP make you feel like you walking on air, like you walking like you very light, and you just walking. It made me feel like I was like a ruler over. It really had me delusional. It had my mind like faded off. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I can remember when I first went off, I really snapped out. Man, I was at a place called Joseph's. Joseph's on in Pennsylvania. It's a bar. And somebody got shot. And I had smoked so much. The man that got shot, he was laying down on the ground. And everybody was running. As they were running, I went and laid down by the man on the ground. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dead. And my girlfriend, I can't say her name, she told me, she said, after all the people picked me up away from the man, the cops came, the ambulance, everything, I had to go to St. Francis Hospital. St. Francis is over there, Hamilton Avenue. Now they closed down. So my girlfriend started telling me, oh, I can't be friends with you no more because I'm hurting you. I said, what you mean we can't be friends no more? She said, do you see what this is doing to you? So this was when I first snapped out in 1989. So in the hospital, they said, oh, we have to take you. They said, have you been doing drugs? I was like, no. So they was like, oh. They went to the back and they came back. They said, you sure? I said, no, I haven't doing drugs. So they was like, what's your name? God bless my cousin soul. She passed away, but I was using her name in emergency ward and everything. So they was like, oh, Miss Stephanie. That's what I said. They said, we have some good news and we have some bad news. I was like, oh, what's the good news? They said, the good news is you're expecting a baby. You're pregnant. And I said, huh? And I started screaming out. I said, what is I'm going to do with a baby? You get what I'm saying? So the bad news, they said the bad news is we're going to have you go to crisis intervention because we found phyloclonidone, whatever it was called, PCP, but they said it in a professional name. And your system, I said, huh? I said, what? And they said the crisis intervention. So they took me in the hospital. The people talked to me. They said they had to keep me there. I'm being committed. I said, committed for what? So I didn't know. So mind you, I was under my cousin's name. She passed away. She used to let me use her name or whatever sometime. So they took me upstairs. So I was thinking, how could I escape? So they said I had to stay there. They said I was committed. It was 7 days I was there. It was like a big roof. It's called the greenhouse or a green top, whatever it was called. So they came and I was like, oh my God. I kept trying to get out the door. It was a huge mess. When I tell you it was no escaping out of that place, it wasn't. So finally, the last, I think on the 5th or 6th day, they had somebody, intervention specialist, talking about, do I want to hurt somebody? I said, no, I don't want to hurt nobody unless they try to hurt me. They said, do I want to hurt myself? I said, no, whatever. They said, it gave me some papers from you got to go for prenatal care. And I was like, well, what is I'm going to do? Mind you, I was smoking so much drugs that I didn't realize I was even missing my menstrual. Which you know what a period is, okay? When you do drugs and stuff out here, it affects the child, whatever the case may be. So it was through the grace of God that it didn't affect her brain. When I say she's a smart kid, I can't say that we best of things. I'm her mother. She's my child. You get what I'm saying? But the girl is smart. I ain't saying it just because she's my child. Because she mean, too. She's a Taurus. She's mean. But after that, I came home. I kept myself together until I was able to deliver. But I lost a good friend because she said she didn't want to be friends with me no more.
Like, what's like the craziest story you've had while on drugs?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. So we got all high up, and we used to like be. So we'd grab garbage bags, clothes, and run out. It's that the third after we fill the garbage bag up. But sometimes we used to go way out to like Stroudsburg. We used to go like to Jackson. That was the favorite spot, the outlet. You know. So one time we got all high up, and so we had like 3 or 4 me. It was a squad of us. So we was pushing the stuff out on the flat screens on the car. So my girlfriend, the driver, had just got high while we was in the store. And it was 3 more. We was like the bandits. Okay, we wanted to get high. So we come out the store. We got the flat screens on one. I think we had 3 flat screens. Back then, flat screens wasn't so popular. She got the air conditioners on one. I mean, we pushing. We got to the car. We seen the people coming. They was like, excuse me. And I was like, who? So they was like, do you have a receipt? They was like, we need you to say. And I was like, we was trying to get in the car to tell the lady to pull out. We was leaving and stuff. We was going to go to another store. So we started running up the highway. So, I mean, we was high. And you know, like an embankment. You know, fat people could run when they scared. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, my God. It was just a huge mess. We all got locked up and everything. So the people got the stuff back, so we didn't get charges. But what you call it? I don't know the word. What's the word like when you accessory, like conspiracy? I don't think I was pushing. I really forgot what happened. But it was horrible how we had to run up the highway. You ever been to Jackson Outlet? You know Great Adventure, Six Flags at? Yeah, down by Six Flags, the outlet. And so you got to run the highways to go that way to come home. Yes, we were stealing stuff. We had addiction. And we thought stealing was cool. Yes, we was stealing stuff. What else would we be stealing for? We didn't need all them air conditioning and flat screen. We was trying to get high. We wasn't trying. We did get high. They start calling us the Moet Queens. But we had the bottles of Moet Chandon, like in a wooden case. You know, everyone loves shrimps and lobsters. Listen, I don't want to brag about this stuff because it's terrible, but it was my addiction. And I had to do what I had to do. Because everybody didn't run around having sex for drugs or sucking on people or doing things that they didn't want to do for drugs. You get what I'm saying? Because one day you're going to get off drugs, they be like, oh, that nasty. No, you can never say I was dirty, I was trifling, I was stink, I was none of that. I took a bath every day. I did my drugs at night. In the daytime, I slept all day. Okay? Listen, I ain't going to say that I ain't never was sneaky about saying on drugs, but listen, that wasn't my lifestyle. And I never was dirty growing up. And when I was raised up, I just started getting nice. No, if you know, you know. Yeah, my mother was an addict, but she was also a counselor, a certified drug alcoholic. Because me and my mom was the total opposite. My mom was smart. She was very ladylike. She was not with a bunch of mess. Okay, that's why when I miss my mom. I'm her only child, but once again, I was saying, you can't say that you grew up and your mom wasn't there or this. My mom was on drugs. My mom had me with her. I didn't have my kids versus I didn't have my kids, but my kids wasn't in a foster home. My daughter lived with her dad, her grandma, her stepmom, and them. My other 2 kids was with my aunt. I thank God for all the caretakers that stepped up, played a part. Like, my daughter got a lot of cousins. She lost a couple of her cousins, and she, like, go through it or whatever. You get what I'm saying? But, like, she had her cousins growing up to hang with her, and she had her sisters. Like, people that I thank God for the people that was in her life and helped her shape in her life. You get what I'm saying? It's all about being real. It's about being transparent. I'm not getting on here like I was just good mom. I wasn't on drugs. But I never was dirty growing up. I wasn't dirty on crack. Okay, I took a bath. I changed my clothes. I slept. I harmed nobody but myself, my background, and hurt the people that love me. But I had some people that's still by my side to this day that was by my side then. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically all that I'm going to talk about right now. But next week, I'll get on to the other part about the crack, the cocaine usage. Baby, I had a lot of crazy stories with that.